Good afternoon, everybody. Heartiest welcome to this session on the day of International Day of Yoga. Today, the whole world has recognized the unquestionable importance and the growing need for yoga in human life. And I want to tell you that on such occasions, when we are celebrating the day of yoga, I have come across several persons who have been very eloquently praising yoga, its benefits, and its impact on human life. However, it is very unfortunate that I have come across several persons who have been praising and speaking so eloquently about yoga on such occasions, but in their actual life, they have never practiced yoga even for a single day. So, at this moment, my heartiest request is let any one of you not be one of them. Today is an opportunity, a big opportunity that you can take a firm resolution to practice yoga every day in your life. Let us take a vow that we will not take our meals the day we do not practice yoga. If you strictly follow this rule, yoga will become an integral part of your life and living. And without making it as an integral part of your life living, you will not be able to get the optimum benefits and advantages of practicing yoga. Patanjali had been the first enlightened master who gave the most scientific thesis of attaining enlightenment through a set practice of yoga. And just because of this, he can be called as the Einstein in the word of the Buddhas. I have to tell you that the basic intention and the fundamental motive of Patanjali had been to ensure that every individual on this earth can go for self-realization. Everybody has got the potential of enlightenment. But how it could be possible? He was the first scientist of the inner who gave this scientific thesis of yoga. And you will be surprised to find that yoga is beyond all limitations of traditional religions like Hinduism, Sikhism, Islam, or Christianity. Yoga has its own tenets which are universal in nature, and they can benefit each and every individual to whatsoever caste, creed, or religion they might belong. That is why yoga does not talk about God as the ultimate end of life. God has been referred by Patanjali only as a means to attain enlightenment or self-realization. Acceptance of God can become only a tool to realize enlightenment. Therefore, Patanjali has made self-realization or enlightenment as most important phenomena of life to be achieved. God can be only as a means, and he brings God as a means only because once you accept the existence of a higher power, you can put yourself in a mode of prayer, and only then you can offer yourself with a feeling of total surrender to some higher power. So, for ensuring that a sense of prayer arises in you, for ensuring that a sense of total surrender arises in you, he brings God as a means to achieve self realization. You can accept God, you cannot accept God, still you can realize yourself, you can attain enlightenment. But what is going on in the whole world in the name of yoga is highly deplorable. Today, the yoga has become identified with a set of practices popular in the name of asana or pranayama. These body postures being performed in the name of asanas and breathing exercises being performed in the name of pranayams, only these two things have become identical with yoga. And yoga is being treated as a system of medicine for physical and mental health of individuals. No doubt, sick people can avail of the benefits of body postures and breathing exercises of pranayam, but yoga must not be confined to only these practices, because yoga is not meant for sick people. Only those people who are medically fit and fine, they can take to the practices of yoga and reach the state of ultimate achievement. Without a healthy body, without a healthy mind, you cannot achieve the process of yoga. So, yoga is not a medicinal practice, it helps in offering you better physical and mental health. No doubt it should be availed of, but at the same time, it is meant for higher purposes, and that must be brought to the awareness of people at large. These asanas and these pranayams, they are only two limbs of the Ashtanga Yoga, which has been advocated so scientifically by Patanjali. The Ashtanga Yoga of Patanjali starts with yams and niyams. And the third limb is asanas or body postures. The fourth limb is pranayam or breathing exercises, which serve as a bridge between body and soul. And I want to tell you that up to the four limbs, our energies are running outside. And 24 into 7, all our energies are focused on the outer world. That is why Patanjali brings the fifth limb in the form of pratyahar, which means abstinence. It means turning in. So, abstinence or pratyahar serves the purpose of not allowing your senses to take food from outside, but to stop and turn in. And that is why pratyahar has been described as the gate to the inner journey. From pratyahar, from the fifth limb of Ashtanga Yoga, the inner journey starts. And then comes sixth, seventh, and eighth, dharana, dhyan, and samadhi, which have all to do something with your inner growth. Dharana means focusing your consciousness on one object. In general, your consciousness is flowing outwards in all directions on 1001 objects day in and day out. The sixth limb emphasizes to focus your consciousness on only one object. Now your energy gets concentrated. When your energy gets concentrated, the inner journey begins. With this practice of concentration, you will find that when your mind is focused on one object, it becomes very difficult for your mind to think thoughts of this or that kind. Thinking becomes impossible if mind gets focused, because thinking is possible only when your mind is jumping like a monkey from one object to another object. And once you focus your mind on one object, then in due course of time, you find that thinking has stopped. Now comes the seventh limb, that is dhyan. Dhyan means being in a state of contentless consciousness. This means there is intense awareness, but there is no object before your awareness. There is no content. Feeling of awareness is always there. In this state, you are aware of your presence. And at the same time, another feature of this state is that you can fall back from this state anytime whenever any disturbance comes up. For example, you are in a meditative state, your consciousness is continuous, there is no object for your consciousness, but No. To simplify, just to simplify the whole thing, I would like to say that yoga should not be confined to the practice of body postures and breathing exercises only. Yoga is something higher, yoga is something greater. Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan, and Samadhi, which are the most important limbs of Ashtanga Yoga, must also be made part of our life and living. And how you can make them part of your life and living, how you can practice them, for that I have to offer you Sanjivani Kriya. Sanjivani Kriya combines in itself all the four limbs of yoga, that is Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan, and Samadhi. If you practice this Kriya, the Kriya is very simple but most effective. Short, simple, but most effective Kriya which can lead you to a state of enlightenment. It can offer you the experience of self realization and blissfulness. But the most important point in this regard, which I would like to highlight, is there should be a total disappointment in your mind, heart, and soul about the life which you are living at the moment. Until and unless you experience a state of total discontent with the life which you are living, that is not only difficult but impossible to go for the higher objectives of yoga. As I told you, the higher states of yoga are the byproduct of your inner discontent. In fact, every individual is trying to achieve fulfillment in this life. Everybody feels some sort of void or emptiness in his life. And for the fulfillment of this inner thirst, everybody is doing something or the other. The materialists are running after money, power, and prestige with the hope that one day they will achieve fulfillment. At the same time, the spiritualists are taking recourse to spiritual practices, sadhanas. They are running to forests and they are running to monasteries just in search of achieving that inner fulfillment. Now the question arises, where can you achieve this fulfillment? Is this fulfillment possible in the temples, mosques, or churches? Is this fulfillment is possible in the money, power, and prestige which you will gather tomorrow? I have to tell you a very simple but most important fact of life. Everybody who has so far been able to experience the greatest treasures of life, everybody who has been able to experience the state of blissfulness or enlightenment was bound to say that inner fulfillment can be achieved only right here, right now, in the present moment. It is not available anywhere. It cannot be found anywhere else. It does not have any distant destination. For experiencing the treasures of life, you will have to come in the now, here in the present moment. If you are not, if you cannot in the present moment, you cannot experience that blissfulness. You cannot experience this state of self realization. You cannot experience your own being. And yoga is a whole science which offers you the device of coming to the present moment. And the present moment has all its treasures. When all your energy is withdrawn from the past and all your energy is withdrawn from the future, a tremendous explosion of energy happens inside you. That explosion of energy is called enlightenment. That explosion of energy is called nirvana. And how is that possible? By practicing the Ashtanga Yoga through the practices of Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi, which are enshrined in a single Kriya, Sanjivani Kriya, you can experience the state of blissfulness. Now, I would like to take you to the Sanjivani Kriya. Sanjivani Kriya has got 3 steps. I would like to explain all the 3 steps one by one by demonstrating it separately, and then I will take you to the practice of this Kriya for 20 minutes. The first step of this Kriya is fast and deep breathing. It is a chaotic breathing in which there are no rules. You have simply to inhale deeply and exhale forcefully. Inhale deeply, exhale forcefully. Just I will like to demonstrate. With eyes closed, you have inhaled deeply. Fast and deep, fast and deep, fast and deep, fast and deep. That's all. For 5 minutes, you have to breathe fast and deep, fast and deep. The second step is Maha Mantra Who. You have to recite Maha Mantra Who 7 times. You have to inhale fully and then you have to start reciting the mantra Who. I am just demonstrating it once. For you to repeat it 7 times when I will ask you to practice the Kriya. While practicing this, you have to ensure that when you are reciting the Maha Mantra Hu, your navel is moving slowly and slowly inwards. This device was offered to Mother Parvati by Lord Shiva in Vigyan Bhairav, where he says, Parvati, you start taking a deep dive into U, which falls between A and Ma of Onkar, and taking this deep dive into U, you will experience that your life energy is moving upwards from the base chakra to the uppermost chakra, the crown chakra, where the energy of Shiva and Shakti meets and the great bliss happens. You are reborn. The same device has been included in this Sanjeevani Kriya. And the final step is science divine meditation. Here you have to close your eyes, and with eyes closed, you have to focus all your attention on the midpoint between the eyebrows. And we will practice it just for 10 minutes. So now we come to the practice of Sanjeevani Kriya in one go. So we start with the first step. The first step is fast, deep breathing for 5 minutes. You have to put all your energies into breathing in and breathing out. You have to breathe in deeply and breathe out forcefully. Breathing in deeply, breathing out forcefully. Fast and deep, fast and deep, fast and deep. Go on doing it for 5 minutes. You can start with 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and then go up to 5 minutes. In due course of time, you will find that it has become quite easy for you, and you will enjoy the very practice of breathing in and breathing out fast and deep, fast and deep. So, once more, try to breathe in deeply and breathe out fast. Okay, for today, keep your eyes closed. And now we come to the second step. You have to recite Maha Mantra who for 7 times. Who. 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 And now we come to the final step, the third step, science divine meditation, the third eye meditation. With your eyes closed, you have to focus all your attention on the midpoint between the eyebrows. Keep on focusing on the midpoint between the eyebrows, which is the third eye, as popularly known in Tantra Shastra and the spiritual practices of ancient times. The third eye meditation for 10 minutes. Hmm. Sure. हम्म, नहीं ये 10 मिनट तो हो गया होगा ये, खत्म करते हैं। और कुछ बोलना है? अगले में कर देंगे। हाँ। Okay, enough for today. Thank you.